Hi there, welcome to Difference of Square Videos, part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, please watch it, because otherwise part 2 is going to be really confusing. So in part 1, we established what you need for something to be a difference of squares. And actually, I'll just show you here. First of all, 2 terms. Honestly, that's probably where I look first. So all of these, up to number 12, have 2 terms. Possibility. Second thing we need is they need a negative in the middle. So, yep, we're golden. And the third thing we need, so by the way, that negative, that's the difference. So this is a subtract sign. And the squares means the first and last term have to be perfect squares. Either something that you can, okay, I'm not going to insult you and say, oopsies, what's the square root of 4? Because you know it's 2, but maybe 49 is not yours yet. You don't own that. Oop, it's 7. So you need to be able to take a square root of it and it comes out as a whole number. Cool. So what the other video did is we went through the steps. So you draw 2 sets of brackets and we take the square root of the first one. So that's square root of 4 is 2. And we discussed in the previous video that when you have variables, all you need to do is divide the exponent that's there into. So it's going to be m and m. So square root of the first one, first 2 spots. Square root of the second one, second 2 spots. 7, 7, put a plus, put a minus. The signs have to be different or this doesn't work. Because what you need to do is when it FOILs out, you need those middle terms to disappear. And ta-da, that's pretty much the whole first video. 2 brackets, boop, boop. Square root of 49 is 7. I guess I can do 7p at the same time. Done. Square root of 100 is 10. 10 plus minus. See, I told you it was fun. Okay, so sorry. How about you pause the video and do the rest of them? Please. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go down a little ways. Because really, it doesn't get interesting until, I don't know where it gets interesting. Let's try number 9. That looks a little bit different, but actually it's easier. The square root of p squared is p. Square root of 49 is 7. Plus and a minus. Let's do this one. Sorry. If you look this up, if you're working on this, you probably have the answer key too, so you can just flip. That's why I don't want to do all of them. 4b, b, and 9, and a 9, and a plus, and a minus. Okay. When I said it got interesting, when it got down here, is I have something to the 4th power. That's mildly interesting. But the pattern is still beautifully the same. Square root of 25 is 5. Now, remember, x to the 4th, all you have to do is to take the square root of a variable. All you need to do is divide it in half. So this will be x squared, and x squared, and 8, and 8, and a plus. Hang on. I'll just do this once. How come x4 becomes x2? Because if you did square root of x4, if you were doing that with a number, you tree it out. But I can't really tree this, so I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4 x's multiplying. And if we're doing the square root, we circle sets of 2. So this is going to give me x times x, which is x squared. But it's a lot faster to say, yep, I'm just going to divide that in half and be done with it. we don't have to do all that work. We're done here. Let's try another one. Square root of 9, and then a to the fourth is going to be a squared. So 9a squared minus 10, whoopsies, plus 10 minus. Okay. I always put the positive one first because it's habit. And there's one really weird type of question I will show you at some point in class where it matters. So if you put 9a squared minus 10 and 9a squared plus 10, it's fine. Oh, actually, I'm very curious. If I look at my answer key, I'm just sticking up. Ha ha. Well, didn't I just make a mistake? I was wondering which one they put first. And I thought, 3a squared? Why in the world would it be 3a squared? Were you yelling at me? You should have been. I was all worried about the a squared. I forgot to take the square root of 9. 3. My bad. There we go. Now we're golden. And these are kind of the same. But I want to keep going. So this is the same, this is the same. Take a look at number 15 for me. What's weird? One of these things is not calculus. One of these things. Oh, and I already told you it doesn't belong. What makes it weird? It's got 3 terms. I hit the wrong button on the software generating thing. But when I look at this, does that not make me happy? Because there is no square root of 32. Sure there is, Joanne. 32. It's not, whoopsies. It's not an even number, so something is messed up. Well, it's not messed up. This is just the next level of differentiation, of factoring difference of squares. So I have 2 terms. Check. That's what I need. I get a negative in the middle. Check. Good. But there's no square root of 32 and there's no square root of 50. But yet it's on the questions. And occasionally, like one question out of 100 is going to be, haha, you can't factor it. But not a whole bunch. So I'm going to flip over to some loose leaf because I need room. And I will bring the question with me. All right. So 32 x squared minus 50. What are we going to do? Oh, I'm just moving my camera so you can see. Let's start there. All right. So if these are not perfect squares, what you want to do is try and take out the greatest common factor first. Yep, read out. So 32 is 8 times 4, 4 times 2, 2 times 2, 2 and 2 and 2, 2, 2. And 50 is 2 times 25, and 2 and 5. All right. So if we want to find the greatest common factor, like we did before, we went 32 x squared is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 times 2, 2 times 2. I got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X and 50. 2 times 5 times 5. Okay, well, that was an awful lot of work. Find out my greatest common factor. These two. And some of you who have to say it, go to your multiplication table, probably could have looked at that and said, I should try dividing by 2. So but this way always, 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 always works. So what do we do with this? We take this, 2, 2. 2 comes out front. 32 divided by 2 is 16 x squared minus 25. And now, my friends, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Perfect. 2 terms, negative. That's a perfect square now, as is that. Now we can do the work. Bracket, whoopsies, I'm going to get squishy there. 4x, and a 5, and a 5, and a plus, and a minus, and don't forget to bring that 2 down. Because if you do forget it, right, if we just FOIL this part out, I'm just going to get to there. But I need to get back to this original question. So if you take your greatest common factor out and these aren't perfect squares, I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe you can't factor the question, but probably there was a mistake somewhere in here with doing the greatest common factor. If these are nice perfect squares, you know you're on the right track. All right, hold on. That was question 16. So when I put this back together. All right, so 16, question 17. This is what I'm taking it from. It should be on Brightspace. And if you want to copy it, I can certainly give you a copy of the whole thing. 40, sorry. Oh. Minus 80. That's all right. I'm not a night person. Getting close to my bedtime. So let's do it again. The nice part about this chapter is it does, right now, it's called scaffolding. So we're taking what you knew about greatest common factoring, taking what you know about difference of squares, and ta-da, we can put them together and get stronger. Okay, well, I can stop right now because 45 doesn't have a square root. So, figure it out. Sorry. You know what? Perhaps this time you want to stop the video. Try it on your own. I'm going to trust you did. 9 times 5. So that gives me 3 times 3 times 5. And this is 8 times 10, which is 4 times 2, 2 times 5, 2 times 2, and a 2, and the other 2, and a 5. We've been doing it out since beginning of the semester, so this shouldn't be very difficult. So now, what are we going to do? Oh yeah, we're going to write them one over top of the other. 45 n squared is equal to 3 times 3 times 5. Whoops. I was just thinking I'm channeling Mark as I'm remembering to put my dots in there. It doesn't matter. We all know we're multiplying. And we got 80. That's equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 and 5. So there is a greatest common factor. So then we take this, and that's what we're going to divide by. And hopefully that will make this all pretty and turn it into a 2 squares for us. So 5 comes out front. And I'm going to get 9n squared minus, I don't know, 80 divided by 5. You know what? Let's try 80 divided by 5 should be, yes, is 16. And yeah, we got this. 5 comes down. Don't forget to bring the 5 down. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of n squared is n. 3n. 4, 4, and plus, and a minus. And bada boom, bada bing, we are done. Now, I want to find, because I printed off several pages of this. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, this is exciting. I'm going to skip down to number 35 because that looks cool. Feel free to do as many questions as you want. And also, turn the update resources on campus. Come see. If this is not working for you, come see me. If it's not working, go see me. I'm going to say at this point, it's Mark. These videos might be around, might be somebody else. Is there academic coach? I was going to say tutor, which is really what it is, but he's called an academic coach. Maybe ask a friend. Okay, anyway, this is my list. 75 m squared minus 48 m squared. But look at that. What a mess. The only thing it's got going for it is got some m. It's got two letters. Told you it was going to get to be more fun. All right, well, there's no square root of this one, so away we go. 75, 48. Hey, if you pause the video. I'm sorry, I'm clearly getting tired and cheeky. Chippy? I don't know. You know what I mean. I'm tired. There we go. 75. Why am I thinking? 3 times 25. Bring down 3, break down 25. 5 times 5. And this is 6 times 8, which is 3 times 2. 4 times 2. 3 times 2. 2 and 2. Okay, I'm going to make you guys a deal. Because you're watching this video, you get an extra star, an extra skill. I am so tired of turning out 8. I know it's 3 2s. So do you. If you want to just go from 8 to 2 times 2 times 2, I'm okay. I won't consider that as cheating. Anyway, so 75 m squared is 3 times 5 times 5 times m and 48 n squared is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, and that, and then an n and another n. And after all of that work, 3. 3 is the greatest common factor. What about the m's? No, the m's are not common because there's n's on the other side. That's fine. So we divide this by 3. To give this 25 m squared minus 40. Ooh, no, it doesn't. 48 divided by 3 is 16 m squared. And you know what caught me there is as I was writing 48, my brain said, hey, there's no square root of 48. I'm like, oh yeah, gotta divide by 3. But now pretty, perfect square, negative in the middle. Nasty scribbly bit in the middle. There, but we're good. So 3, 2 brackets, 5m, 5m, 4n, 4n, and a plus, and a minus, and ta-da! Ta-da! We're golden. There we go. I'm not foiling that out. I could the answer key. I want to do that tonight. Okay. I think I'm going to do, where is it? One more. And then I'm going to stop because I'm looking at this list. And there's like 52 questions, all of which you can do for practice. I bet you could teach your 10-year-old how to do this. Because this part, you know what, it's just memorizing a few steps. I'm not going to be proud. I'm not going to tell you that it's all this learning. It's just memorizing a few steps and it works all the time. Okay, anyway, last one, 37. Oh my, 5. Where's it? 5b5 times a minus, holy, 28 to the 5th. I didn't make it up. I hit some buttons on the computer and it generated this. And I'm like, well, it's got 2 terms. I like that. It's got a negative in the middle. Let's see where it goes. 5 does not have a square root, so I guess that was just me being stupid. Don't really need to do that. 20, 4 times 5, 2 and 2 and 5. So maybe something interesting, oopsies, is going to happen when we line these up. 5, B5A. First of all, it's really irritating me. And I didn't copy it out wrong. Why is it not in alphabetical order? Give me 5. And then I'm going to put my 8 because it's bugging me. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check. Now I need my 20. A5B. So 2 times 2 times 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the B. This is more fun. This is interesting. So check it out. We got a 5. But what else is common? There's an A that's common. And there's a B that's common. So my greatest common factor is 5AB. Ta-da! That's cool. Right? Before we only had numbers. You know what? I can make up a question and I'm going to make up one extra one where it's just letters. And that's okay. Anyway, I can stop talking. 5AB. 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 5 divided by 5. I'm going to put the 1. Put it, don't put it. I'm not going to argue. But b to the 5th divided by b is going to give me b4. Oh, I think this is going to be a really exciting question. Sorry. I don't know. Did I make it? No, never mind. I got excited. I was wrong. And the a's are going to cancel. Minus 20 divided by 5 is going to give me 4. And the b's are going to disappear. And I'm So that's just my division. So bring down my 5. A, B. Back a bit, back a bit. So B2. B2. Square root of 4 is 2a squared. 2a squared. And a plus, a minus, and ta-da! There we go. Okay, I'm going to make up one. 16a7 minus 9 a5. I could have used 2 different letters, but it's not worth it. Right, so I could have A's and B's like over here. Anyway, back to work. Now this is different. 16 has a square root, 9 has a square root, but these guys, because they're odd, do not have a square root. So I'm just going to do it the way we did before. Okay, no square roots. Let's tree it out. So 16, 4 times 4, 2 and 2, and 2 and 2, 9 is simply 3 and 3. You already knew that. But I don't want to change the plan. The plan works. 16, 8 to the 7 is going to give me 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 9A5 is going to be 3 times 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there are no numbers that are common. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aha, 5 A's. I think at one point I probably mentioned to you, if you're just dealing with variables, the greatest common factor is always the lowest variable. So I've got A's in both. 5 is the lowest one. Sure enough, greatest common factor. I'm not going to write all of these up, but there it is. So 5 by A to the 5th, 5 by A to the 5th. So it's going to be 16 A squared minus 9. Oh, they do. Yeah, I lost my A5 out of this one. So A5, brackety bit, 4A, 4A plus 3. Oh, you know what? You guys are deserving. Yeah, okay. I'm going to show up. I want to show you the cool question. The cool question, which explains why I always put the plus term first. So let's say we have an x question, x, this should work, minus 1. Okay, give it a shot. Hope you pause the video because otherwise it looks silly if I just sit here. I know you've got this already. X2 plus 1, x2 minus 1. Yes? Yes, of course you do, because we've done this. We've done a bunch. It's not even a common factor. It's just like straightforward. Yet, there's a small trick, because we're not done. What do you mean? All right, this one. Is this a difference of squares? Maybe, my friend, because it ain't no difference. If it's a plus in the middle, you cannot factor it out. So we are done with that part. But look at this bad part. That's squared. That's squared. It's a difference of squares. Again. This really has to be the last one because I'm getting weird. Okay, so forget this. We're just bringing it down just like we brought down the A5 and everything else. Common factor. Square root of x squared is x and x. Square root of 1 is 1. Yeah. That, my dear friends, is the only reason I like to put the positive there, because if it's going to break down, it's going to be the one in the back that breaks down. And to me, this just looks pretty. That is all it's got going for it. Anyway, now that I've given you one of my favorite things to factor, not just the difference of squares, but one of these cool power ones, good times, it's time for me to say goodnight and goodbye and upload some videos tonight. Bye. Have a lovely evening. Math is your friend.